What's in your legacy wallet?
It might not even register. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's 3 o'clock. This is JL, aka Papa Buff, aka the Anti-Guru, coming to you live on my birthday. Can you hear my music? Your soul, child. Yeah, I can sing. Soul child. That's my fiance over there laughing at me, y'all. Let me stop this music. All right, here we go. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about creating and building a legacy. So that's why I got it. What's in your legacy wallet? And, a legacy, if you don't know, is, of course, what you leave behind. And as business owners and marketers and people out, and just people in general, what do you want to leave for your future generations? I mean, do you want to leave them something that they can have that can make their lives better? One legacy is if you own a home and you pay that house off, and then you're gone, and your children are able to live in that house or whatever. What a lot of people, and I talk about home ownership a lot because there are lots of folks out there who are afraid to become homeowners. They're used to renting. And I'm going to tell this quick story, and then I'm going to get right into this training, because this is something that I learned from Les Brown. And if you haven't got your notebook out to take notes, get out and take notes, because I'm going to be doing some quotes. But one of the things I want you to consider, I had some friends who were renting a house, and they were only paying $350 a month, but they lived in that house for 10 years. And I just simply did the math, and they paid over $42,000 in rent. Hey, Leslie, appreciate you coming on. But like I said, they rented this house, and they paid $350 a month, not a whole lot of money, but they paid, in 10 years, they paid over $42,000. Now, with $42,000, they could have bought that house or bought another house or a better house. So that's one of the things we're talking about when we talk about creating a legacy. But this is really a training or not a training, but I'm involved with an education platform, and this is one of the free trainings. They had a convention down in Florida, and Les Brown was one of the keynote speakers at this convention. They recorded it and put it in their platform as some of the motivational things, and it's 100% free. So if you want to get a hold of that, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get that when I get to the end. But get your notepads out if you want to take some notes, because I'm going to be reading some of the notes that I took. And one of the first things that I'm going to say, and you've heard it, I hope you heard. Yes, thank you. I am having a wonderful birthday. But even though it's my birthday, I'm committed to serving people and helping folks out, because this is my day. Monday is Mo Money Monday. It's Monday. And, I do my lives on Monday. But one of the first things Les Brown said was, in order to do something you've never done, and it's not what you think, you have to become someone you've never been. It's not if you want to do something you've never done, like the old adage. And one of the other things he's talked about was, he said, live full and die empty. Now, I'm a big proponent of that, because some people, what they do is they play it safe the whole time. They never take any risks. They never stick their neck out for anything or anybody. And, that's not living. You're alive, but you're not taking in the freedom, man. Sometimes you want to empty yourself out. You want to do everything that you think you could possibly do, and try everything that you can. So, but the main reason why people don't do that is because of fear. Fear of failure. But don't let fear outweigh your goals and your dreams, because what that's going to do is going to have you to live a diminished life. So one of the other things he says was, live your life from the inside out, not the outside in. Now, what that means to me is that you need to pour yourself out. Don't always be looking for stuff to come into you or come to you. And he also said, ask for help, not because you're weak, rather because you want to be strong. We all have our weaknesses. We all have our strengths. And if you find that you have some weaknesses or inabilities, there's nothing wrong with asking for help to make you a better person, to make you a stronger person, because that takes you to the road to your best stuff, is when you're willing to become a student and you're willing to be mentored, because that's really what I'm talking about, especially for my business owners and online marketers, affiliate marketers, network marketers. When you get into this game of internet marketing, there's no school out there that teaches this. So a lot of us, we have to learn as we go along. I've been in this game for 6 years, and I can truthfully say for the first 4 years, it was like I was going back to school. I'm much more effective now than when I started. I mean, when I started, I struggled just like everybody else. And, until I was willing to be mentored, until I was willing to learn and follow people who were doing what I wanted to do and were successful at it. So now, what's the next thing? Yeah. You need to learn how to take calculated risks and be uncommon. Doing those kinds of things can help you to step out of the crowd. It can help you, when I was talking about expert secrets a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking about the prolific index, because you've got people that are super crazy, good and bad on either side. Then you got the mainstream in the middle, and then you got in between those two areas. That's where you want to be. You want to be slightly mainstream, but just crazy enough that people are gonna kind of take a look at you, because they're like, that dude is crazy. Something ain't right with him. But they can't not look away. We've all been there like that, or something so ugly that we keep looking at it. So here's another thing. Write this down. If you do what is easy, life will be hard. If you do what is hard, life will be easy. Because if you take the quick and easy path, you're cheating yourself out of a lot of the benefits. It's just like, I'm going to give you an example. Like when a butterfly is breaking out of its cocoon after it's been a caterpillar, now it's turned into a butterfly, and it's trying to break free from that shell. If you open that shell up and make it easier for that butterfly, then it's not going to survive. It is the struggle that produces strength, that produces life. So here's another thing, especially about how your emotions affect you. Let's say 1 minute of anger weakens your immune system for 4 hours. I didn't even know that. But 1 minute of laughter will strengthen your immune system for 24 hours. So that's something I want you to consider. Instead of getting angry at somebody, think about the effect it's going to have on you. Because here's the thing. Most of the time when you're mad at somebody, it's a few things that's happening. Really one of two. Either they don't know you mad, or they don't care you mad. And the only person that it really affects is you. And now I'm finding out that it's going to weaken your immune system for 4 hours. And then imagine you mad at somebody and you go into the hospital and you mad. It's all kind of germs up in there. You can't even get mad because you got sick because you was mad when you should have laughed at them. Here's another one. Live from your faith. For my Christian folk, live from your faith rather than your fears. Because what you want to do is you want to become, here's another one, write this down. You want to become a pencil in the hand of God, writing a new chapter in your life. That's what you want to be able to do. So, who are you? And what's your story? Why? And then why should I care? Those are the things, especially if you're in business, but even in general, if you want to make a mark on this world, if you want to have a legacy, then you need to get out there so people can know who you are. And you need to tell your story and make it so that they'll understand, why should I care? And why should they care? Because your life is similar to their life. And this goes back to what one of my colleagues, Christine Ruiz, talked about attraction marketing, where you'll start drawing people to you. And those people will resonate with you because your story is their story. So don't be afraid to share your story. Don't be afraid to tell people when you're vulnerable and where you're weak, because it's those things that will eventually make you strong. You know, so you want to get OQP. That's the only quality people or who you want to hang with. Upgrade your relationships and give before you ask. Now, this is especially for my business people. You know, the Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over shall men give unto your bosom. And what that means to me is that you need to have an attitude of giving to people, an attitude of a servant. Christ said the greatest thing we can be for each other is servants. So when you allow me to serve you, you're just making me great. I know you love that, right? So you need to train your thoughts to serve you rather than to distract you, rather than to destroy you. Because if you do that, then you'll learn how to provide more service than what you get paid for. But here's the thing, the law of reciprocity will eventually turn that around. And it goes back to where I was talking about at the Expert Secret book, where this is how, well, another way how you create a mass following, how you get people to follow with you and resonate with you. You know, and I'm reading my notes here, guys. Yeah, here's another one. Never let what you want to say get in the way of what your customers want to hear. So how are you going to know what your customers want to hear? That means you're going to have to start interacting with them, especially in, you know, in this online thing. We get caught up with sending out emails and doing these lives, and doing lives is a great way because it gives you an opportunity to interact with people live. But again, in the Facebook algorithm, a lot of times more people see your live on the replay than they do when it's actually live, unless you're just one of these mega people who has a huge following. But that can come as you continue to sow into people and then continue to give them good information and give them things that will make their lives better. Because I've said this in the past, if your business is not making the lives of your customers better, no matter what it is, because Jamal, appreciate you coming on. But like I said, if your business is not in the service of people, making their lives better, whether it's a product, a service, or even if it's a business opportunity. I mean, because some people with these biz ops, they leave with this money. Where you're going to make money. Every business person is in business to make money. That's a given. And I'm going to say this again for you network marketers and all these biz op people. If you keep leading with people making money, you're beating a dead horse, because they've heard that 1,000 times. I get texts from people. How about what you'd like to do to learn to make your first 10,000 in a month? Well, I mean, who wouldn't want to? But is it realistic to think that you could learn how to make $10,000 in a month? Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible, because it is. But how possible is that for every person? You know, sometimes you have to put in some effort. You have to learn. You have to, like I said, you have to be willing to be mentored and learn how to do these things. I've been in this business for 6 years. And in the beginning, I sucked at everything. But I was a student. I had a great mentor. And I remember I was lucky. He lived in the same town I lived in. So I was able to go over to his house. And I did that. I'd work my shift when I worked at GNC, and I'd get off work and I'd go over to his house, and I wouldn't leave there till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. But the thing was, I was willing to learn. And once I started learning these things and started becoming proficient with them, is what I do now. Anything that I share with you, 9 times out of 10, usually 10 times out of 10 is something I've already done. I've already seen some success with. Now, like I said, this comes from, we had Les Brown at one of our events. He was one of the keynote speakers. And what I've done, I've just touched the surface here. So if you are interested in checking out that particular speech that he gave at our event, you can get access to it 100% free. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the comments for anybody who wants to take a look at that, and you can listen to Les give it everything in more detail, because of course I'm no Les Brown, but I try to be close up there with, and maybe one day I'll be able to get on stage like that, and people will want to listen to me. We'll see. But that's pretty much all that I have for you today. Remember my motto: the shortest distance between your dreams and reality is called action. So take some action. Learn how to be more effective. Learn to be a giver more so than a receiver, so that you can create a legacy, create something that you can be proud of, that 2, 3, 4 generations from now, your family will say, you know, I'm glad that so-and-so did this, because our lives are better. And not just in your family, but in people in general. If you're not in business to make people's lives better, what are you in business for? If you're just for the money, you're going to make some, but you'll never make the money that you really want, because you're not giving back. You're only taking. All right. Love, peace, and hair grease.